Isn't the film, the Matrix film, out or something?
I think so. The third one or something like that. Okay, shall we press record?
I've done it already.
Ah. Happy New Year.
Happy 2022.
Yeah, Jesus.
It's been a,
Whatever that means.
no, it's I mean, it's a number 6 first of all, so it's a lot better than a number 5. Sorry, I've got guys next door that are doing the roof, so my dogs are
It's chilled.
Julia, basta così. Vieni qua, come here. Okay, so number 6 is a lot better than a number 5.
Well,
But,
good.
however, there is a however there in the mix of things.
Yeah.
Let me just put them outside.
Okay.
Okay, I'm coming. Hold on to your hair.
Hey guys, yeah, so this is Galactic Conversations.
Understand? Are we in accordance with one another?
We're sending lots of love to you guys. This 3rd of Jan, our first episode of the year. As usual, we just kind of record and see where it goes.
So this morning I was awoken by these 2 Buddhist Yankees on the roof next door.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't pleasant.
No, would not think so.
No. But anyway, it's fine. So back to the number 6. So it should be a better year than obviously last year and the year before. However, 2020, there was an alignment.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use the term here, as above, so below.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that alignment, if it ends, if that alignment takes place in a year where the year ends with a 0,
Yes.
it's amplified.
Yes.
So we are still in this energy of flux.
Yeah.
And there's still shit coming.
Yeah.
There's still lots of shit coming. So, I mean, when I say that, I mean, with respect to what I do see, let me tell you what I do see for 2022.
Yeah.
For humanity as a whole, I think with regards to the whole COVID thing, I think probably by June, July, I think there will be a sense of normality, because people have taken 2 years to basically adapt to the circumstances that we've experienced the last 2 years.
Yeah.
There will, however, be, in terms of weather changes, there will be, I would say, in the first 6 months of the year, there will be a lot more rain, a lot more floods, a lot more tornadoes, a lot more tropical storms. Then I would say the last 6 months of the year, it's fire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so lots of, I don't know, there's fires, I don't know, so that's what I'm picking up.
Yeah.
I do see something's going to happen to the Queen next year.
This year, you mean?
Oh, this year. Shit, yes.
Yeah.
This year. So I think there's going to be the currency, the pound. There's going to be a change on the pound.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I would say that the next pandemic or virus, we'll probably see another virus around the year 2026, 2027.
Okay.
Together with the financial crisis. Well, the financial crisis has been coming. I mean, it's been, it builds up. It's like a graph in a sense. So, I mean, it's been building up I've said this already 2 years ago, there's a financial crisis coming.
Yeah.
So anybody out there listening to Galactic Conversations, please make sure that if you're going to invest, do it short term, not centuries or 10 to 20 years or 30 years.
The time is dissolving, so it's like, long term is just such an odd concept to me, at least at this point in time.
Like, I don't even
short term or nothing.
I think you get to a stage where time is just how do I put this? On a spiritual scale, you understand that certain developments or certain aspects of upgrading, or downloads will take. I'm talking, like I say, talking from my experience now. So for me, with alignment of my timelines, took about 18 months. And then now the next phase will take about 3 years. And the first phase of that will take about a year. And the next phase will take another year. And the next phase will take another year. So you speak in terms of time in months and, months and years and days. But actually it's
all a big now moments.
Yeah. It's all fluid. It's like it's all in one. You're not. There's no separation in a sense.
Yeah. Weird. So, like, I mean, just speaking of time, like over this festive period, what we would still call the festive period, it's been fucking weird.
Tell me about your. I had one hard, tough day. Where my body was just. Yes, it just hits you. But that's going into my first phase now of basically upgrading my DNA, and that will take a year. But it's the initiation has been done. But Jesus, hit me hard, eh?
Well, I also I thought, well, first of all, like just back to the time thing, and I feel like a lot of us, and by us I'm talking about star seeds, those that are hypersensitive. It's just been a very weird space to hold space for the construct of the Gregorian calendar, when most of us know that it's like, this is such bullshit. First of all. Second of all, the emotional triggers that come with holding space for the Gregorian construct. I
like that Gregorian construct. I like the words, the use of your words.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, because you're like, oh, I'm doing this for my family, or I'm doing this for, so auntie doesn't get triggered, and it's intense for us because, we're moving further and further and further, or closer and closer to these truth points of like, it's not real. It's not real. So it's very frustrating for us to hold the lie.
Yeah, look, it's a bit
it's like a gamble where you're like, okay, cool, we know it's a lie, but like let's make XYZ feel okay about this. So we so there's, all I know is I can feel what's been happening with myself, my friends, and it's just this like, oh, we feel like we're being inauthentic to ourselves because we're holding the construct for others still, and we're just like, oh my gosh. So it's been weird. Okay. That's within the time stuff, but like for me in the physical body, holy shit.
Now listen to me, because we haven't spoken about this, but I mean, our conversations over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I've said to you,
My God.
when you do upgrades, you've got to be so careful and you've got to go slowly. And I'm glad that you're experiencing this. I am.
Oh, for sure. And it is
Because,
an upgrade, right?
Yeah, it is an upgrade.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yes, it is an upgrade. But now you can see how it affects the body.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
because you've been not feeling too lekker for 8 days now.
8 days, yeah. 8, 9 days, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it's not so much this flu feeling or illness. It's just it was in the beginning, in the first 3 days, it was hectic.
Yeah, because I did pick up an infection.
Yeah, I had a full-on infection. It was intense. But these last days have been, I keep saying that I feel like I'm in like a spell, like a dream spell.
Okay.
Like just like.
So now that's wonderful, because that's how I feel every day. But people don't understand this, and it's like,
it's intense because you like.
It's frustrating because when I say, for example, like to Carolina, she'll say, "Come for a walk with the dog." And I say, "No, I'm not feeling, because you feel so."
Yeah,
your head's like doing like this, and you feel out of it. You feel completely out of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's
very expanded as well, like very expanded.
But it's tough on the body, Yeah. It's very, and I mean, I emphasize this because I go through this every day, and I mean, it's especially after like a day of work, walking in we went shopping the other day at one of these fucking hyperama things where there's thousands of people, and it's like, I don't know, after a day of that, and it's not even a day, it's like an hour and a half. For me, if I go shopping, I know what I want, and I go, and it's like, I'm 10 minutes. Carolina, it's like, I don't know, this all. I look at that all.
No,
I look at that all.
I'm trying to go shop for myself for the last 3 days, and I cannot leave my house.
Yeah. Why don't you order online?
Yeah. Oh, there's just the organic shops around here, I like to.
Okay.
But and I'm fine for now. Like but it's just like
you don't want to go out.
I don't want to go out.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Hallelujah! Somebody understand. Yeah, somebody understand. Yeah, it's tough, eh? I mean, and the thing is, you can talk about this stuff, but unless you experience it, you'll never truly.
And it's weird, like what, like. Yeah, I don't know. I've been like experiencing myself as I don't know if you ever have this, but like there is only me. If that makes sense.
Oh yes, totally.
Do you know what I mean? Like I'm like there's only me. There's only like everything else is just a projection. It's been interesting.
But you get to that stage where you have to. It's also a sense of, not a sense. Sorry, get rid of that word. It's an aspect of protection.
Yeah.
Because also when you're integrating and you're doing, I mean, you'll be doing a lot of work, so you need to take some time out and just let the upgrades like settle now. Yeah. But it's also an aspect of protection. Where you have to, you're gonna get those days where it's just you have that focus on yourself, and everything else is basically a blur.
Yeah.
You have to, because I mean, not only the aspects of integration, but just what happens in the mind. There's so much energy that is expelled there.
Yeah.
And the self-care is very important, and I think you're going through that now.
Yeah. Oh, it's been wild, but also glorious, because I'm just like, oh, well, I'm just going to sleep again. Like,
yeah.
And food as well. Like, I can't, I can't prepare food for myself. I can't, like, I'm just like, nope. Like, it's just weird. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah.
And
It's
obviously, I've also stopped smoking now as well.
oh God, have you? Mazel tov.
I had to, like, it was,
Well, I've stopped drinking.
wow.
Well, I don't drink.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
don't drink as I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
I have a whiskey now and then.
yeah.
And then obviously, if we've been on the show, I've had like a single or a double.
Here and there, yeah.
But you will find that when you do your upgrades or your integrations or whatever you're going through, your body is going to reject.
Yes.
So it's like I don't.
Yeah.
I can't smell it. I can't taste it. I can't. Don't fucking bring it near me.
Yeah, well, that's the same with tobacco with me at the moment. I'm just like, get it out of my space. But it's been very interesting because I feel like I've been healing a lot of masculine aspects surrounding myself as well as my life. And I feel like this tobacco, I mean, we've spoken about this on the show before, but like this tobacco is this representative of this masculine aspect of me, that's been a bit like out of control, or out of balance. Let's just say out of balance. So yeah, it was just like, because my infection started as a kidney infection, so it was like just feeling this like, and I was so upset for my physical body. I was like, oh my gosh, I've been smoking too much. I mean, I had, and this all started because I had 2 glasses of wine the day before this started. That was my Christmas celebration. I had 2 glasses of wine, and then this kicked in, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
only alcohol I've had the whole of December.
I didn't even drink Christmas.
Yeah.
I didn't drink Christmas or New Year's or nothing.
Yeah.
No, I
No,
don't.
neither have I. Yeah.
So I mean that's an important aspect for people to understand, that when you do work, whether it's at a ceremony or breath work or whatever, it doesn't matter what.
Yeah.
Also dependable on who you're doing it with.
Yeah.
We've mentioned this before. Is that you you can't just do an upgrade or an integration and then go and carry on with normal life.
Yeah. No, you can't.
It needs to be a conscious involvement.
Yeah.
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 And I mean, you've seen now with the food and the tobacco. So
Yeah.
as you upgrade or integrate or whatever the case may be, your body is going to react to that.
Yeah.
And it's going to tell you, I don't want this, I don't want that,
Yeah.
I don't want this. Yeah.
Yeah. I also feel like this upgrade at the moment has a lot to do with that Akashic record reading that I had, and that upgrade that occurred there when he asked me, do you have an interest in reading into the Akashic, and then them going, no, we need to do this now. I think that's also got a lot to do with what I'm moving through at the moment.
Because I see a gate that's opened.
Okay.
So
yeah,
there's definitely a gate that's opened.
Okay. Yeah.
So you just need to take it slow. You need to.
Yeah.
When you're tired, even if you sleep the whole day, just sleep.
Oh, that's been my life lately. Just sleeping.
Yeah.
Sleeping. Yeah.
Because and I think also people are not totally aware of how it affects the body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's energy.
Yeah.
You it's like this came up the other day. I don't know why, but it was when I was younger and I was in Kimberley and I was saying goodbye to my grandmother. She was, every year she go back to Italy because my family's from Italy.
Yeah.
And anyway, so we drove out the airport. She was on the plane and blah, blah, blah. And then I told my mother to stop. I wanted to see the plane take off. And there was electrical fencing. They had these huge electrical fences. But I didn't realize they were electrical fences. So I put my hands on it. And I was shot back about 10 meters or so.
Yeah.
So I'm giving that as an example in the sense of energy.
Yeah.
When you get a download or an upgrade,
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Is it yeah. I'm gonna say, like, when these upgrades happen, I mean, does it matter, or would the question be, is this a galactic upgrade, cosmic, angelic? It doesn't really matter. It's just more aspects of the self, right?
Yeah, it's dependable though.
Yeah.
It's dependable where you are.
Mm.
Where you are on your alignment.
Mm.
So you've actually done quite a few upgrades. I've seen like 3 upgrades already. But it's dependable on what it's going to affect. So with me, with my integration, I've done my integration of my timelines, but now it's an upgrade of my DNA. So it's basically changing the construct of, so that affects my body.
Mm.
So it's dependable. It could affect your mind. It could affect the body. And then obviously the frequency around you. It's dependable where you are, on what level you are, you know. And you could be doing an integration with a galactical family.
Yeah.
It's really dependable.
Yeah.
You know. But the foundation of self-care is exactly the same.
Correct. Yeah, of course. Because also through these upgrades, you kind of do at some stage feel like you're losing your mind a little bit.
Oh yeah. Now that's another aspect, because
sometimes more than others. This time hasn't been as bad as I've had in the past. But yeah, there are moments where you're like, am I losing my mind?
Yeah. You will get that.
Yeah.
And it could, you know, I've done one integration with an individual. Not going to go into it, but it was a very I basically prepared 6 months for that, to do an upgrade to basically, it's almost like when you, how do I explain this? It's like stopping somebody's heart.
Yeah.
And then shocking them back again.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a reset.
Yeah.
And that could also any kind of integration could also lead to a mental
Dark night, yeah.
mental instability. Not dark night of the soul. No, that's a completely separate thing.
Yeah.
Where it actually triggers a episode. So you could have a manic episode.
Yeah.
But then if that happens, you need to know how to handle that, and you need to know what the hell you are doing first of all.
Yeah.
But it's like a reset. But besides the upgrades and the downloads that are very heavy on the body, it affects the mental capacity as well. But I would say that normal humanity are probably going to get it even worse.
Oh my gosh! So this is the thing. When I was away now, I was in the tent the one night, and yeah, I was basically zooming into the collective psychosis, and I was seeing how this manifests, and it was intense. It was intense, like just witnessing these people literally just lost children, basically. Like, you know, if you see a child like looking for its parent in a big shopping mall, It was much the same as that, and I could feel the frequency and the fear, and it was hectic.
Yeah, I mean, I see that a lot, not a lot, but I see that aspect in the future of a lot of people basically, I'm going to say, losing their minds.
Yes, fully.
And that basically leads to ending your life in some instances because they cannot take the pressure.
Yeah.
So, you know, and especially with the dynamics that are the current state of affairs of the world are going to even add more to that.
Yeah.
So the pressure is going to become even more intense.
I just feel like, you know, there was a channeling that I did last year from Archangel Michael, and I actually need to re-listen to it. I mean, it was the first time I've channeled an archangel, and I remember him saying, like, get off of your devices. Just get off them, like, completely. And I just feel like, because I've been, yeah, like it's intense, it's tiring, it's boring. You know, this just, it doesn't fucking stop. It doesn't stop, like the information and what you receive and the news and the this. And I was analyzing it over this period. So obviously I've been spending a lot of time by myself. I have not been celebrating, and the groups that are going on Telegram and these social media platforms, like, it doesn't stop. Like, it's just like, boom, this news, that news, da da da, and it's all terrible news, you know. So it's,
yeah, look, I mean, you need to understand that the aspect of control is always created by confusion.
yes, of course.
So it's the, I mean, mainstream media you cannot trust these days.
No.
And yes, you need to. That falls in with the aspect of self-care.
But I feel like, you know, if, like, I always ask, and I've had this chat with you before, like, if I was a president, I would just be like, no phone, like, no internet for 6 months. Everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like this detox, this digital detox is just like.
Yeah, but people are embroiled, you know, and I mean, the thing is, that's the aspect of becoming more artificially intelligent than retaining your humanity. So it's a very personal aspect where I come back to the self-care thing, where you say to yourself, no cell phones at the table, or you basically have to monitor your digital time, because I mean, it is an addiction.
Oh yeah, full on. Yeah.
And I mean, I go to, you know, if I go out to dinner, I watch all these people at the table with their fucking cell phones, and it just, you know, that's why, I mean, when we went out Carolina took me out to this Italian restaurant she booked and blah, blah, blah. And then she gets there and she's on her phone. I said, no, I'm going home now.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going home. She says, what do you mean? I said, look, I didn't come here to watch you sit on your cell phone.
Yeah.
I said, I came here to talk to you, have a conversation with you.
Yes.
So, you know, you need to monitor. And I mean, that's, it's also an aspect of
discipline.
It's discipline, but in the mainstream, it's to keep people focused on what's selling, what's the new this, what's the new that. And I mean, yeah, it's a drug, and it's a
construct.
It's a construct. But you see, I mean, and you know, I guarantee you that you take, let's say, 30% of the population and tell them you can't have a phone now, or a laptop, or a computer, or anything. They'll go nuts.
Yeah.
They'll go nuts.
Yeah.
Because they don't know, they wouldn't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's an important aspect of self-care. And also it's dependable on which frequency you're operating at. That also on the digital plane, I mean, you can sense the frequencies that are moving through the waves. So that's also hard on the body. So that's why it's good also you need to take a break, because if you're very sensitive, you'll pick that up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So did you set a goal? I mean, a New Year's resolution?
Oh my God. A New Year's resolution.
Be a beautiful and perfect angel.
No, look, I always have my
I have my word, actually. This is the thing. So it's like each year I pick a word that is my anchor.
Okay.
But it takes me time, because I think very deeply about these things, because it's a frequency. So what frequency do I wish to hold? And I think, yeah, I'm still deciding, but so I'll get there. But the word at the moment is humility. But then there's another one, because I want to zone in on my channeling gifts. Yeah, I guess the word would be emptiness. So it's like emptying myself.
Yes.
So it's like, voidal space, like
yes.
The channel. I mean, that's
Yes.
what the channel is. So eliminating the ego and eliminating the stories and just being this empty space. So those are my two concepts. And then the third one was surrounding the throat chakra. True, that which is true to me. So I don't want to say truth, because
Yes.
everyone's truth is different. But it's to not be afraid to speak about that which is true to me, Yeah, especially now, I mean, we've, within the plant medicine community space, have had a death recently. And yeah, it's just the level of integrity, the level that I work at, the level that we work at, just gets more and more fine-tuned. But in order to do that, there are a couple of truths that need to be spoken about.
Well, I think it's an important we spoke about it last week, the aspect of integrity in the sense of scanning individuals, especially those who have had the vaccine.
Well, it's very interesting, because actually it's like, I feel like, I mean, this is just discussion in my mind right now, in the quantum space, but it's like, and I've been playing with this for a while, but it's like, if you haven't done deep plant medicine work at this point, may have already missed the boat. And now we work through different coursework as such. So it's like, actually what I feel the world is going to require is vaccination repair centers.
Yeah, look, I mean, if you look at, I mean, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a whatever. But if you look at the construct, if I just look at the construct of the virus, it affects the blood. It's not a lung disease, it's a blood disease. So it affects the flow of blood and the vessels through which the blood flows. And besides the neurological
implications,
just the flow of the blood because the flow of the blood affects everything.
Yeah.
It affects the.
Can you see that? That's what
Yes, I
you
see
notice?
I see blockages in the veins.
Yeah.
The
So
thing
these are
that I see
speaking
is,
to the blood clots.
yes,
And the strokes and the
yes, and
mind
that will
body.
affect the brain,
Yeah.
because if the healthy flow of blood, or the health of your blood, is important.
Yeah.
Because if it's not flowing, it will affect the organs, it will affect the heart, and it definitely will affect the neurological aspects.
Yeah.
So I see veins, and I see running of blood, and then there's like this clot.
Yeah.
So the importance of engaging in plant medicine, if the vaccine has been instituted, I mean, there are going to have to be more
Stringent processes.
They're going to have to be more checks, because it's a sense of integrity. It's not just because, okay, well, because you've had the vaccination now, okay, you know, we're being difficult.
Yeah.
It's the aspect of integrity to ensure that there's more concern put on your body.
Yeah.
You know, so
For an already ginormous experience, you know.
Yeah, and look, it's not going to affect everybody, you know, and not everybody's going to get a clot.
Yeah.
But the ramifications of this, side effects have still not been.
No, I mean, the guy, the doctor that's basically invented the mRNA vaccinations, who is the top in his field, got banned off of Twitter. So Joe Rogan has done a huge podcast with this particular doctor.
Yeah.
And this happened over this last weekend, and already there's been 50 million views on, or something like that, on Joe Rogan's podcast for this doctor, who has, by the way, been vaccinated and is speaking to the dangers of the vaccine, etc., etc., etc. So it's a really, really interesting podcast.
What does he say? Sorry, because I don't know.
He basically says the vaccine efficacy. So if you've had one shot, the likelihood of you getting your new viral strain. So you had the original, then you had Delta, then you have Omicron. He's saying the more booster shots that you've had, the more likely you are to be negatively impacted by a new viral strain that comes through compared to those that have been unvaccinated.
Yes.
So the likelihood of you getting reinfected and diminishing your immune system is higher with those that have been vaccinated.
Yeah.
You know, so it's and of course he's been kicked off of Twitter, and so yeah, you know, to me it's just like, look at the news, look what's happening, and it's intense. But you know, from a healing perspective, so you know, my domain, it's going, okay, cool. There's a beautiful gap out there in the market to look at assisting people with repairing their physical bodies after vaccination.
Yeah. Yeah, look, the aspects of, how do I put this?
You know, and moving through the series of tests, you know, for the physical body.
Yeah, look, that's important, because you will have to, on any level, you have to maintain the health of your body. It doesn't matter whether you've got the vaccine or not.
Exactly.
But when it comes to the aspects of the vaccine, how do I put this? You can, I think, remove the program, but the actual metals in your body is another story. And that you are only going to, I'm I'm not going to say eradicate, but you're going to basically start building your immune system up again for the next virus that's coming in the next few years. And that you will do from a physical third dimensional aspect. So it's very important, you know. And I mean, I think you'll start to see over the next, I say, 3 to 4 years, different kinds of classifications coming through. They probably won't say that it's because of the COVID vaccine. They'll probably blame it on something else. But I definitely see over the next 3 to 4 years, there's going to be what's the word I want to use? There's going to be it's almost like another why is this word not coming? Just give me a moment. It's another aspect to the COVID now, you know, but now it's got to do with the vaccinations and
yeah, of course. Side effects and
side effects, yeah.
Narrative.
And I would say if you've had COVID twice already now, 2 or 3 times, you probably have more defense in your immunity if you haven't had the vaccine.
Yes. So they also were saying that if you have had COVID, whichever variant, okay.
Yes.
Although the original one was the most dangerous, this Omicron is much like a flu, cool. But if you have had COVID and therefore you have these antigens within your body, it is very, very important for you not to get the vaccine, because that vaccine, when you've already had COVID, is like the side effects of that are worse for your physical body than if you haven't. And that's the whole thing where I laugh, because I'm like, this is embarrassing. Like, this is high school science, you know. It's like, okay, cool. Well, I've received this thing. I now have the antibodies. Thank you so much. Can we just test for that? Get a certificate for that? But people are, you know, like you say, this fear and propaganda is, and the confusion is it's such a huge melting pot that people are like, it's like getting a scratch and then making sure that you've got a plaster on there and then a bandage and then you've put a cast over it as well, you know, like instead of going, okay, cool, I've already got the plaster, I'm good to go, you know, I've cleaned the wound, I'm good. But people are just like putting all of these things and this booster and that booster and that one, even though they've already had it and all of this, and it's just it's not good for the mental body, nor is it good for the physical body. So
yeah, look, I mean, we just have to wait and see what the ramifications are. But I mean, those that, like I say before, it's a personal choice, you know, because it is your own body.
Of course.
So if you choose to take the vaccine, you're making a conscious decision and a responsibility. You're taking that responsibility. You know, so, but when it comes to the aspects of integrating plant medicine, with those that have had the vaccine, anything is possible.
Yeah.
You know, like you say, there was a death, and this dude had a stroke. He was 42 years older.
Yeah.
You know, you just can't, you know, people, if they're going to do plant medicine and they've taken the vaccine, they've taken that responsibility of putting that stuff into their body, have to understand that the possibility of getting a stroke anytime, even if you're not doing plant medicine,
Correct. Exactly,
is going to be there. So there's going to definitely be a disclaimer if people
sure,
you know, choose to engage in the spiritual, not only the spiritual, but the plant medicine aspects.
Yeah.
And it has to be that way. It has to, besides 1 or 2 other things that can be instituted to just double check, the body.
Yeah. And that's the thing, it's just uncovering all the layers, uncovering further and further and further layers of why you want to do this thing. Why do you wish to take this medicine? Why do you know, because this is the thing where it's really interesting because Tongo is staying with me at the moment, and she's she's so funny because she's like, just give them the medicine, let them have that ego death, let's give them the medicine. And I'm kind of like, there's a certain aspects that I'm holding the space for at the moment where I feel like I'm a bit of a gatekeeper, where I'm like, I don't know if that's even worth it for you, and obviously like it becomes very narcissistic from that perspective of like, well, who am I to tell XYZ who can come into this psycho-spiritual space and who can't? But then it is also my expertise.
No, but you can. You must.
Yeah.
You must, because also it's not a quick fix.
Exactly.
And people, I'm not saying that everyone who does plant medicine, but the integrity and the responsibility there is
huge.
It's huge. Yeah. So if somebody comes to you and says, okay, well, and even if they haven't had the vaccine, I want to do plant medicine, but they don't, you can pick up within their energy or wherever they are that they're not ready yet.
Yeah.
No, yeah. You wait until you're ready, and if you don't like it, then go somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very simple, because, and I think a lot of people out there who do plant medicine, it's about getting as many people as they can in.
Yeah.
So we need to fill up next weekend. Okay, whether you've had the vaccine or not the vaccine, doesn't matter. If you die, you die. I mean, whatever, But you going forward, you cannot do that.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
So it's not just about giving plant medicine. No.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not just about
accountability and responsibility.
Yeah, no.
And humility. This is where my word comes in.
Yeah, it's a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
Creating new human beings, you have to.
Start at the very beginning.
Yeah, but you have to lead with example.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to lead with example.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those that don't like it, well, they can just go,
Yeah.
They can go somewhere else. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my... Yeah, but it's going to be interesting because I do feel like, so for example's sake, the level that you and I are discussing for entry into my plant medicine space.
Yes.
It may be a job, for lack of a better word, that we could have other plant practitioners use our services and be like,
well, look, I think it's going to become, how do I put this?
Because, and of course, when I say services, it's one service, one of many that is the offer, because there's many steps prior to getting into the ring, so to speak, many steps. But yeah, for me, it's interesting from the soul perspective, like, to read into the soul and just be like, no, this person is not going to be allowed access in, kind of.
Yes, but that's important, because that's also part of, you'll see as you upgrade.
Yeah.
And I've said this to you so many times. It's just, for me now, there's so few people that I can really relate to.
Yeah.
And I'm very selective.
Yeah.
And as you upgrade and integrate, you will become even more selective.
I know.
Because it's not just about taking the plant medicine. No, that's not what it's about.
Yeah.
It's about taking you to a new level, but you're not ready for that yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, it's not just about filling the circle.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But
Exactly.
I think the aspects of spiritual practitioners will become very essential in the future.
Yeah.
In a sense that it's, you know, it's if I look at the construct of the energy and the dynamics that are playing within this aspect of planet Earth. I'm not talking about galactical now and intergalactical, no. We're just planet Earth.
Yes.
Besides the variances of and the tipping points of climate crisis, I mean it's a huge it's a huge it's a huge presence that is going to have to be dealt with.
Yeah.
The aspects of just the climate crisis, because it's affecting everything. It's going to affect human lives. Okay, that's one aspect. Then you have the political sequence that's got its own agenda. Huge corporations, which are actually above governments because they control everything, got their own agenda. And they don't care about saving the planet. They just care about the bottom line.
Yeah.
And then you have the digital frequencies and the corporations that are running those digital frequencies that are so tainted.
Yeah.
And then you have just other aspects like the financial aspects, housing, basic food and water, and you know, and when you look at the construct of what could go wrong, it is wrong. It's all wrong. You know, we're not in a very good place.
No.
But it's humanity's to blame because they got here on their own.
Yeah.
And yes, it's an aspect of evolution, but what they do from now on is critical. So, you know, over the next 30 years, if, you know, there are going to be huge changes in terms of, like I say, a financial crisis that will affect people's lives, displacement because of climate crisis. So it's not just people have to become so self-aware to really understand where it is they are. Are they living the life that they are meant to be living in a sense of a deeper presence, a deeper presence of purposefulness?
Yeah.
Or are they just going to go along with this
the narrative?
You know, and it's scary because a large part of humanity is stuck in that coding, that context. That's, you know. So, and you can only help those that I wouldn't say just come to your door, but those that you select.
Yeah, and synchronistically appear. Yeah.
Yes, because they will influence. They will influence in a positive light.
Yeah.
Because if you have someone that is not ready, for example, like I'm just saying, example for plant medicine or an activation or an upgrade or whatever, it could go the other way.
For sure.
So you have to be very careful, but I'd say that these are interesting times in sense of in the presence of evolution, because there are so many drastic changes that are going to take place that will affect humanity.
Yeah.
Not only on a physical scale, and which will affect them mentally and emotionally, but also on a spiritual scale.
Yeah, metaphysical scale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
metaphysical. So it's one. You really have to have your wits about you, darling. You've got to have your wits about you.
Yeah.
But you can't take responsibility for everyone.
No.
You can only do what you can do.
Yeah.
And it's I think really 80% of humanity's sleep.
Yeah.
They've got well, maybe they do have a clue, or they they might watch a documentary.
A bit late to the poker game.
Well, no, I don't even think they take it seriously. So, I mean, look at I'm just going to give an example of the climate crisis. Scientists have been saying this for 30 years. 30 years. But industry and governments have not really done anything about it. That's why we're at a tipping point at different aspects, different spheres of the chemistry that keeps planet Earth at a in a healthy state.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a little bit worried. Because we're not even in some areas we're in the danger zones.
Yeah.
And the thing is, once you go past those tipping points, you can't just wake up one day and say, okay, well, fuck, we've did that, now let's reverse it. No, it doesn't work like that.
It's too much, too little, too late.
Too little, too late. So, you just have to do what you can do in your biosphere, basically.
Yeah.
And the people that interact in your biosphere is to give them the aspect of pure integration, so that they can go out and start to change wherever they need to change.
Yeah.
But if there's an issue from the foundation, from the teacher, from the wherever, and you send those people out with, they've got a chip here or a fucking program here or whatever, you're just spreading more of the same disease, basically.
Yeah. So I mean, just basically light workers and those that are awakened have a hell of a job right now.
Yeah, well, look, the light workers are keeping
some sort of equilibrium.
No, there's no balance. They're holding a lot. But like I say, if we didn't have light workers, some people would not even be able to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
So they are adding an aspect of hope and faith. However, hope and faith can only, you can't just sit there and pray, okay, well, I hope the world's going to be a better place, and just sit there. No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You have to do your part. So whether it's recycling or I don't know,
shifting your frequency.
You have to take responsibility. You can't just sit there and, yes, you can pray. Okay, I'm not damning the people out there that just sit there and pray. But I mean, you can't just leave everything up to the powers of be.
Yeah.
Because you're not learning. You're not learning anything.
Essentially, your earth experience needs to be empowered.
Yes.
Yeah. Your earth experience needs to be an empowered experience.
Yeah.
And whether that be a tiny little movement towards empowered state within your day, in your world and your reality, or this massive movement, either way, it's an empowered space.
Yeah. So big things for the planet, and it's frightening.
Scary, yeah. No.
It's frightening, but the light workers just have to keep on doing their thing and keep themselves grounded, healthy, focused.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's it. Well, thank you guys. So we're at our hour mark.
Yeah.
And we'll tune in next week.
We'll tune in next week. Yeah.
Love you guys. Bye.
Ciao.